Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the News Today edition of 15th of October, wherein we try and make all important news of the day in the most simplest format for you guys to understand. So let's look at what important news we are going to cover today. So there has been release of two important reports. One is Forest Declaration Assessment 2025 report, and the second one is Global Hunger Index Report 2025. Very important reports, both from prelims and mains perspective. Then again, we are going to discuss about status of elephants in India. Then India-Mongolia relations has marked 70 years of establishment of diplomatic relations. We are going to discuss that. And lastly, IUCN, World Conservation Congress, has released an update to IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, very important from a prelims perspective. We're also going to discuss quick updates for the day. So the very first news is Forest Declaration Assessment 2025 report. So whenever these kind of reports come up in the newspapers or in current affairs, you are going to remember them from prelims perspective, which body it is, what kind of body it is, and what are the basic facts. The factual data you can use as a substantiation of your points in the mains answer writing. So forest as a topic is important both for paper number 1 and 3. Paper number 1 in geography, we are going to read about forest resources, and paper number 3, the conservation issues related to development. So that is where we're going to discuss about this. So as far as forest assessment report is concerned, we all know about the idea of deforestation and how important forests are with respect to climate change which is happening. So that is why the entire world has maybe come together, and they have made a pact that again we are going to conserve, we are going to reduce the deforestation, which is again depleting the forest, which is a very important factor as far as managing of global climate change is concerned. So as per this particular report, it is checking whether world, again, as I discussed, we have promised ourselves that again we are going to reduce the deforestation by 2030. So again, where do we are? So this report is assessing that again how far we are on track as far as the global deforestation reduction is concerned. So again, as I discussed, you're going to see which kind of body is releasing that. So Forest Declaration Assessment is basically a civil society organization, which is again collectively, again civil society means in general, it is collecting maybe a peer-to-peer country-wise review has been done. And this is basically collecting the progress towards the idea of global forest goals. So very important facts as far as films is concerned. Then what exactly this report has highlighted? So this report has told, once I talk about the idea of deforestation, it is still there. So as far as reduction of deforestation is concerned, the data says in 2024, the world has lost approximately 8.1 million hectares. And to make you visualize it, how big is 8.1 million hectares? All of you must have seen football grounds. Approximately 11 million football fields is the area which has been deforested in the year 2024. So this basically is highlighting that again, we had to, again, if we are trying to reduce deforestation by 2030, we are moving in a certain direction. But with this trend, it is telling 63% of more forest has been lost due to deforestation, and which is what was something acceptable if we want to hit the zero deforestation goal by 2030. So we are more than, this is 63% more than of something if we are trying to achieve zero deforestation by 2030. The second finding basically talks about that again, you know about that there are a lot of funds which talk about the idea of fighting climate change. So as far as forest is concerned, the amount of money which is being spent on afforestation or maybe to reduce deforestation is somewhere around $1, right? So for every $1 which is being spent on forest-friendly activities, there is a counter thing, $200, approximately 1:200 is the ratio. So if $1 is spent on forest, $200 are being spent on some amount of activities which are again leading to the idea of forest degradation. For example, subsidies for large-scale agriculture and mining. So again, the amount is that we are spending a handsome amount of money, but again, we are spending more on such amount of activities which are again degrading forests. So these are the few findings of the report. Then as far as why are forests disappearing, this report has highlighted that there are three major causes. One is agriculture. So 86% of the deforestation which is happening is due to agriculture, because agriculture requires huge amount of land and that requires cleaning of or clearing of forest. So as far as the agriculture is concerned, for example, for growing of palm oil, cocoa, rubber, nuts, crops. So again, and again also for what we call as cattle pastures. So this is a major contributor as far as deforestation is concerned. Then again, we know about mining. So again, mining also requires deforestation. That is where you must be intelligent that again how environmental clearances are required for mining projects, which we have read many a times. So again, 77% of global mines are located approximately 50 kilometers from key biodiversity areas, which are again harming the plants and animals which are living in those areas, that is the forests. And then in terms of environmental crimes, so as far as maybe many movies are there, you must have watched again a hypothetical movie or a fictional movie, Pushpa, right? So you see how forests are again, the deforestation is happening. So again, illegal crimes such as maybe cutting of forest, illegal cutting of trees, these is also a major contributor as far as deforestation is concerned, and approximately $281 billion is being earned through this illegal environmental crimes. Then as far as this report is suggesting that what needs to be done as far as if we are going to progress with an idea of reducing deforestation by 2030, they have told that again, no more rules is required. We need to, and again, not just promises, because many times we have seen that again we are pledging to stop deforestation, but again now there has to be binding rules which is going to stop this problem. That is something which this report has highlighted, that again voluntary provisions and voluntary pledges are no more functional. There is no more feasibility, is not much there. So we are going to make rules and binding targets as well as far as the deforestation problem is concerned. Then we are going to value forest properly. Again, the whole human psychology works on this particular principle, that again, since till the time something we are not buying, we are not spending money on it, we don't understand its value, right? And this is where it is being told that again, forests are providing a lot of benefits for us. For example, clean air, water, maybe carbon storage. So till now, all of these facilities are not being charged. So it is a high time that again, if we are going to value them, if deforestation is rising, this has to be done by making some value of the forest. And lastly, many times you must have seen that the peoples, or specifically the tribal people, have their indigenous way of living. And in this indigenous way of living, they are respecting the nature, they are respecting the forest. You must have read about sacred groves. So there are indigenous people who are worshipping nature, who are worshipping the forest. So as far as forest conservation is concerned, local indigenous people has to be involved, because they have a better way of managing things, and they are naturally told as the guardians of nature. So this is what the report is talking about as far as how we are going to tackle the problem of deforestation at a global level. Any question which has been asked by UPSC? Yes, there is. Before that, as far as global restoration goals are concerned, again, very important facts for prelims examination. There is a bond challenge, which is again pledging for restoration of 350 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. India has pledged for restoration of 26 million hectares by 2030. They can ask in prelims examination, what is bond challenge? What are the targets? We have discussed this as well in the previous of News Today edition. The Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, by 2030, we are going to reduce or restore at least 30% of degraded land and water ecosystems by 2030. That is, has been the idea. One major component of this 2030 is also 30% of increase in or conservation of the biodiversity. Clear? Then the examination in 2014, there's a question. Again, questions from current affairs. There are some questions which are very explicit. Some questions will be of implicit nature. Let's say we discussed about the problem of, this report is basically talking about what? An environmental and a geographical issue of deforestation. So let's look at this question. In India, the problem of soil erosion is associated with which of the following? Terrace cultivation, deforestation, tropical climate. So again, with a very logical understanding of the reasons of deforestation, terrace cultivation, do you think it will lead to deforestation? Maybe tropical climate has any relation with respect to deforestation? If I talk about, let's say, the soil erosion. So again, we discussed about soil erosion. So soil erosion is something which is caused due to deforestation. Tell me in comment. Again, I am giving, I'm pretty sure 2 is the right answer over here, 2 only or the B only. But tell me in comments why 3 and 1 will not be the correct option. The next topic is, as I discussed, again an important report, Global Hunger Index Report 2025 has been released. And the report talks about 20 years of tracking progress, time to recommit to the SDG goal of zero hunger. And this report has highlighted that again, we are not in track as far as achievement of this zero hunger goal in SDG is concerned by 2030. So again, which body releases this particular report? That is Concern Worldwide, which is there in Ireland. Then Welt Hunger Life in Germany is one body, and Institute of International Law of Peace and Armed Conflict. So these are the 3 bodies who jointly release this Global Hunger Index report. Very important. Again, fact for prelims examination. This topic can be used in almost all 3 papers. For example, population and associated issues is a topic in paper 1. We talk about social issues, social justice of hunger, malnutrition, that is there in paper number 2. In paper number 3 also, there are a lot of topics which talk about the idea of conservation issues related to health. All of those areas are important as far as this topic is concerned. Then what exactly this report has told, again, as I discussed, if we have a SDG goal of reaching zero hunger by 2030, we are not in track. That is something which this report is highlighting, that again, we have shown no improvement since the year 2016 as far as achievement of zero hunger is concerned. As far as India's performance with respect to Global Hunger Index report is concerned, it is not good. With respect to the rank, India has been ranked 102 out of 123 countries. That is very less. And we have a score of 25.8. The score in this index is being given from 0 to 100. So as far as this category of score is concerned, it is a very serious level of hunger. And again, it is basically telling what? The significant population of India is malnourished. It is still in hunger. And again, the whole idea of undernourishment, child stunting, child wasting, all of these are the issues which are very much prevalent in India as far as this hunger topic is concerned. Then, why hunger is increasing at a global level? So again, let's look at the reasons why do we see hunger at a global level. So very basic reasons. Number 1 is, of course, conflict. You all know about, let's say, war comes with its repercussions. So again, one of the reasons of hunger is conflict. So war, violence, that is disrupting the global food supply chain to those areas, and this is something which is displacing the people. Then in terms of climate change, we have seen the impact of climate change on food security as well. So with respect to the frequent nature of droughts, floods, and heat waves which are happening, they are destroying the crops and again leading to the idea of contribution to hunger. Then economic problems. Again, we have been seeing an increasing trend of inflation, weaker currencies, again tariff wars, all of such issues which are making food more expensive at a global level. Then inequality, which is a social problem. Again, the whole idea of rich-poor gap is leaving many people behind this nutritious food. Again, we are not talking about only food, we are talking about nutritious food. The whole idea of Poshan Abhiyan is again talking about this. Then falling in terms of international aid. So again, less international funding are being given for food and humanitarian help. So these are prominent reasons why at a global level we are in a very declining trend of maybe with the idea of fighting hunger at a global level. Then, with respect to what is exactly this global hunger index, so based on these 4 parameters, a scorecard is being given to every country. So, in terms of undernourishment, what is undernourishment? The percentage of people not getting enough calories. In terms of child stunting, percentage of children which are under 5 years of age, which are of less height as per their age. Child wasting, percentage of children under 5 years that are very thin or maybe have with respect to their height. And lastly, child mortality. You must be seeing percentage of children below 5 years who are dying at a very early age before they reach the years of 5 years of age. So these are the 4 parameters on which every country is getting a rank on the basis of how they are performing as far as global hunger index is concerned. Currently, India ranks is 102 and we have a score of 25.5, which is again on the serious hunger category. Then, as far as a question, again in the year 2016, just see these 4 parameters we have seen. Look at the question here. Which of the following is and are the indicator or indicators used by IFPRI? It was one of the body which is releasing this global hunger index report we have seen. To compute the global hunger index report, undernourishment is yes, child stunting is yes, child mortality is yes. One more is what? Child wasting. So again, all 3 are correct over here. So very basic questions. So again, whenever you're doing such kind of reports, on what basis, what are the parameters taken up into consideration? There are different kind of categories based on the score, which is categorizing which is what kind of nature of hunger is there, right? So that is how we are going to calculate such things. And again, very important themes for prelims question as I discussed. The next topic is, we discussed about the status of elephants in India. So this is a report. As far as this, we are conducting a DNA-based synchronous all India population estimation of elephants. That is called as SAI E 2021 to 2025. Again, very important topic as far as the topic of conservation of environment is concerned. What exactly is this DNA-based census? So again, as far as counting of elephants in India is concerned, we have been counting elephants on the basis of their number. That was not very accurately representing the actual number of elephants in the country. So what we have done, scientist has developed a DNA-based census of elephants in India. So the excreta of elephant is being observed, and that is something through that DNA is monitored, and that is how we are calculating the number of elephants in the country based on this DNA model of calculation of number of elephants in the country, right? So that is how it is all about. It is coming under World Wildlife Institute of India under Project Elephant, which is run by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Facts for your prelims examination. So again, as I discussed, the elephant dungs samples are being used by scientists, which is giving a unique DNA to the calculation of elephants in India, more accuracy in terms of elephant calculation in India, number calculation in India. Then as far as the report is concerned, this report is telling that again, as far as Asian elephant population is concerned, there are approximately 22,446 elephants in the country. As far as Asiatic elephants are concerned, India has 60% of world's wild elephant. Again, more than 50%, it means majority of wild elephants are found in India. So where are they found? Four basic regions: Western Ghats. They have the largest population of wild elephants, followed by northeastern hills and Brahmaputra plains. Then Himalayan foothills, the third largest, and East Central India. And lastly, we are also finding elephants in the Andaman Islands, which are basically semi-wild elephants. As far as the top 4 states of elephant population is concerned, the Karnataka, Assam, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala are the 4 states where we find the top 4 states as far as elephant population in India is concerned. Then, as far as threat which are related to the declining population of elephant is concerned, number one is habitat shrinking and fragmentation. Again, you would know about, maybe with environmental development, we have seen one thing, that again how deforestation is happening, that is leading to because animals, and specifically let's say we talk about elephants, they live in wild areas. So with this in construction of roads, development happening, deforestation happening, the natural habitat where they are living is shrinking, and that is leading to decline in number of elephants that has been concerned. Then we talk about human-animal conflict. You know about man-animal conflict, and you see many times in newspapers how in many cities, elephant, because they travel, of course, in groups, majority of them come up in cities and they create a lot of chaos. Why? Because the areas where they are living, again, all things are very interrelated to each other. If their habitat is shrinking, if we are cutting the forest where they are living, will it not lead to what we call as man-animal conflict or human-animal conflict? And that is something which is happening, right? So elephants enter farmlands looking for food, that is leading to crop loss, and it is being retaliated by the people who own these lands. And this problem is specifically rising as far as central India and eastern Ghats are concerned. And lastly, linear infrastructure, because roads, power lines, railways, they are passing through these forests, and they are cutting the elephant corridors, and they are causing a lot of accidents of elephants as well as electrocution. So these are the prominent threats as far as elephant population in India is concerned. Then in terms of what exactly are the recommendations, again, basic habitat we have discussed. So again, the whole idea is to restore and connect elephant corridors so herds can move safely, because we have seen the regions where elephant are found. So why not to make corridor, so that again, and interlink these corridors, so that again they can travel in a very defined path. Then is improve protection against poaching and illegal encroachment, we have discussed. And lastly, eco-friendly planning has to be done, because we see development is also very important. But again, maybe a environmental friendly development, if you are constructing roads, if you are constructing railways projects, so which are passing through these elephant corridors, they have to be planning in a manner which is not going to disrupt the habitation or the area in which these elephants are living. Then as far as, because this report is basically in India, Asiatic elephants are found, so we are going to discuss basic facts, very important. I'll show you one question from which question was being asked as far as UPSC prelims examination is concerned. So as far as Asiatic lions are concerned, the largest land animals are these Asiatic lions, which are found in 13 countries across Asia. They live across in forest as well as in grassland ecosystem, and they are found in from dry areas to wet jungles. And basically, very important fact, these are very important facts from which prelims based questions are asked. They live in female led groups. Again, that is an idea of matriarchal herds. Right. So again, contrary to the problem of patriarchy in society, these elephants have a matriarchal herd system, and in fact, across all mammals which are being concerned, so they have a pregnancy period of 22 months, which is longest among mammals, which is there. And as far as their ecological importance are being concerned, they are called as ecosystem engineers because they are very huge. Whenever they travel, they cause or maybe they impact a lot of areas of ecology over there. For example, they create forest pathways many times whenever they cross, as they're very maybe bulky, so they clear the forest in certain areas, which is again leading to pathways for the animals. They are also helping dispersing seeds from one area to different area as they move, and their movement shapes the micro ecosystems in the forest. That is how they are very important, and they're called as ecosystem engineers. As far as their IUCN status are concerned, again important fact for your prelims examination, they under the IUCN list, they are under the endangered status. As far as Wildlife Protection Act is concerned, they are kept in Schedule 1, which has been given the highest protection. As far as CITES is concerned, they are kept in Appendix 1, which is talking about international trade is banned as far as elephants are concerned. So facts as far as Asiatic lions are concerned. Any question which has been asked? Yes. With reference to Indian elephants, consider the following statements. Again, very recent question. The leader of an elephant group is a female. We have discussed they have a matriarchal herd. Of course, this could be right. The maximum gestation period can be of 22 months. We have seen appropriately right. An elephant can normally go on calving till the age of 40 years only. Extreme statements. So many times extreme statements are generally incorrect in the examination. I'm not telling this is the right approach, but again, one of the approach, if you're not sure and you want to attempt a question, you can go about eliminating these extreme statements only if, again, given the condition, only if you are not able to solve the question and you want to attempt that question. This could be one of the way of logically excluding or eliminating the options. This is incorrect. Tell me why it is incorrect in the comment section. And lastly, among the states in India, highest elephant population is in Kerala. We have seen the highest population is in Karnataka, right? So 1 and 2 are correct over here. We have also discussed an idea of man-animal conflict. So one question was asked very recently in 2024 examination of mains. The incidences of human-wildlife conflict have increased in recent years, leading to negative consequences for both humans and animals, because it is impacting both humans as well as animals. In light of this, analyze the causes and effects of such conflicts and also suggest solutions to better manage the issue. Deforestation, we have discussed the reasons. Again, solution, the recommendations which has been given as per this report is concerned. That is how some kind of reports or news comes up in the newspapers. They give you 1 or 2 extra points to write in examination of mains. The next topic is India, Mongolia is marking 70 years of having diplomatic relations, which started in the year 1955. So, and again, we are also celebrating 10 years of strategic partnership, and this is why it was in news. Again, important topic as far as paper number 2 is concerned, bilateral groupings and agreements. What exactly has been done? Before that, it is very important, whenever such places are in news, you are going to see in map where they are located. By locating them in map, you are going to understand the importance of that particular country as far as India is concerned. If you look at, if this is India, Mongolia is between Russia and China. So a very important strategic spot it holds, and that is why maintaining a good relation with Mongolia is important for India. So recently there have been few of the memorandum of understandings which has been signed between two countries. Number one is India is going to help in development in Mongolia region. It is planning to build Mongolia oil refinery project, which is of course using, let's say, 1.7 million line of credit, and again it is going to reduce Mongolia's oil import dependence, that is in the development sector. Then as far as cultural relations are concerned, understanding MOU has been signed between Ladakh Autonomous Hill Developmental Council. It is in news with the whole Ladakh issue, you must have been seeing that, and the Arkhangai province of Mongolia. and that is promoting people to people and cultural exchange between these two countries. So again, we have discussed a developmental aspect, one a cultural aspect of relation. In terms of spiritual cooperation, India will be sending holy relics of Lord Buddha's disciples, Sariputra and Maudgalyana, to Mongolia. Again, they can ask you, because Jainism, Buddhism is a favorite area of UPSC prelims examination. They can ask you, Sariputra and Maudgalyanaya was in news. They are related to what? So they are basically disciples of Lord Buddha, and that it was in news. So a culture question of prelims examination could be framed from this particular topic. Also, India is also planning to digitize 1 million ancient Buddhist manuscripts and connect Nalanda University with the Gandan Monastery in Mongolia. They can ask, Gandan Monastery was in news. It is in which country? It is in Mongolia. So you are preparing multiple aspects of examination whenever you're reading such nature of topics as far as current affairs is concerned. Lastly, other areas, we are planning to give free e-visas to citizens. We are planning to strengthening the trade relations between the two countries, and again, expanding cooperation in uranium critical minerals and other supply chain areas. So these are the areas along which we have signed few of the MOUs. Then the next area would be why Mongolia is important to India. We have seen the location of Mongolia in the map. So if you look at the location, it is again itself telling its strategic importance as it is located between Russia and China. So Mongolia is key for India's geopolitical balance and maintaining regional stability in the Asian region. Then it is both countries have a shared vision as far as rule-based Indo-Pacific development is concerned, or you can talk about as far as their maybe viewpoint in these multilateral groupings. For example, UN is concerned. In terms of energy and economy, Mongolia has a huge deposits of coking coal, which is India's need in steel industry. And they, as far as trade is concerned, we are doing bilateral trade worth of $110 million. And lastly, as far as, because we have seen, we are also celebrating 10 years of having strategic partnerships. Strategic basically means we are dealing on energy, defense. So we are conducting a lot of defense exercises between the two countries. Example, nomadic elephant, conquest. Again, these are the defense partnership between India and Mongolia. They can ask, nomadic elephant, it is in news, it is a defense maybe exercise between which two countries, India and Mongolia. Then in terms of the next topic is, recently IUCN World Conservation Congress has released an update to IUCN red list of threatened species. Very important topic as far as environment topic of prelims examination is concerned. We are seeing a lot of IUCN status of species are being asked. So what exactly this report has been telling? This report has been updating that with respect to different species of flora and fauna are concerned, how exactly they are as far as threatening to their maybe lifespan is concerned. So this is where IUCN steps up and it releases such kind of reports. So in this recent update, as far as Indian bird species are concerned, 12 bird species and had their conservation status changed in this new report. 8 species have improved their position because of the efforts around preservation or conservation of those species. The status has been improved, and 4 species have maybe worsened, that is they are in more trouble now. So again, it is very important to see these 4 species which are in trouble. So again, as far as the species are concerned, one is Indian corsair, that is it has uplifted to the near threatened species, Indian roller, rufous-tailed lark, and long-billed grasshopper warbler. So all of these 4 bird species have to be given more level of protection because they have maybe degraded their status in this IUCN recent update. So these birds are basically living in open natural ecosystems. Why are they threatened and why their status has degraded? That could be contributed to the shrinking habitat, because we have seen again the topic of elephants as well, that again with development, environment has also to be taken up into consideration. So power lines and infrastructure expansion are degrading the natural habitat where these birds are living. Overuse of farmlands and intensive agriculture, invasive plant animal species, and many times we have seen that again sometimes afforestation is a good thing, but again for them it is wrong. Why? Because with this afforestation in natural grasslands are the area which is a natural habitat of these birds. With afforestation efforts, these natural grasslands are converted into forest areas, and that is again shrinking the habitat of these four birds. So these are the prominent reasons why they have shrink, maybe they have degraded their spot in the IUCN list. Then as far as again what odd things this report has highlighted, as far as global bird trends conservation is concerned, half of the bird species across the world are declining. Again, a declining trend, not just in India, across the globe, the bird population is declining. And the major reasons again is same: loss of habitat, farming expansion, and deforestation. And birds are crucial to ecosystem of the earth. Why? Because they are helping in pollination of flowers, they disperse seeds, they control pests, they clean up the dead matter, that is, they're also acting as natural scavengers and maintaining ecosystem balance. There could be a question in prelims examination: what are the benefits of birds as far as environment ecosystem is concerned? So these are the areas how they are helping the environment or ecology of a particular region. Then there are other findings of this report, other global updates as far as IUCN report is concerned. They're talking about the Arctic seal species are again leading to a extinct situation, where again due to melting of sea and global warming again, and they are basically, this global Arctic seal is a keystone species. What is the meaning of keystone species? You must have read in environment and ecology that again they are very important, and if they are not there in the ecosystem, the entire ecosystem would collapse. This is where their survival is very important for the entire ecosystem. That is the importance of keystone species. As far as sea turtle or the grease sea turtle is concerned, which is another keystone species, they have their conservation is improved, and they have improved their status from endangered to least concerned due to strong conservation efforts. Again, we are going to also see about IUCN as a body. So IUCN as a body is world's most reliable database on how safe and threatened a particular species of flora and fauna are, which was established in the year 1964, and it classifies species on basically 9 categories. The least is again from non-evaluated, where again we are not evaluating those species, to something which we call as extinct. And lastly, this list is updated twice every year by International Union of Conservation of Nature, that is IUCN. Very important topic for your prelims examination. Then moving on to the quick updates for the day. World Economic Outlook report has been released. Again, very, very, very important. All the short news of today are very important as far as prelims nature of questions are concerned. Many times, multiple reports and indices comes in the news. And there are questions which has been asked by UPC, where they ask that this report is released by which body. So recent World Economic Outlook report, which is released by IMF, has been released. And contrary to the development or growth at a global level, which is on a declining trend, you see from 2024-26, it has been declining trend, 3.3, 3.2, 3.1. This report is telling India's growth is on an increasing trend. From 25-26, it is projected 6.6, which was earlier 6.4, and by 26 and 7, we are going to reach 6.2, which is more than double of the global growth rate. This report has highlighted that. So again, this is talking about, let's look at basic about World Economic Outlook released by IMF. Its purpose is to analyze and project report on global economy, the short and medium term requirements, and they are releasing a report twice in every year, once in April and second in October, and they are releasing interim reports in between about the development across the world. Then second is Codex Committee on Species and Culinary Herbs. One of such session of that particular thing is conducted in India in Guwahati. That is why it was in news. Its 8th session is being conducted. So basically this body was on these spices and culinary herbs. So again, the masalas and spices which we eat in day-to-day life. Again, there has to be a body which is going to regulate and talk about it. At the global level, this body is doing that. It was established in the year 2013 in Rome. It is coming under Codex Alimentarius Commission, that is CAO, which is again a body under FAO and WHO. Its purpose is to develop global standards for species, spices and culinary herbs to ensure consumer safety is there, and at the very same time fair trade is happening around spices and culinary herbs across the globe. Host country is India for this particular session, and the secretariat board is in Kochi, because spices board headquarter is in Kochi in India. About this body, it is again setting up global standards and guidelines as far as food safety and trade across spices and these herbs are concerned, and again a body under FAO and WHO. The next topic is major and minor minerals of India. So recent update has been done. Limestone, which was earlier considered as a minor mineral, has been given a status of major mineral, again by Ministry of Mines. So earlier, it was depending upon the end use of limestone, it was classified whether it is going to be a major or minor mineral. But with this update of Ministry of Mines, limestone is considered as a major mineral. Again, prelims examination, they can give you which of the following are considered as major minerals. So currently, limestone is also considered as a major mineral. Earlier, based upon the end use, it was classified either as a major or a minor mineral. Clear on this? Then basically, it is governed under Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act of 1957. Major minerals includes coal, lignite, petroleum, natural gas, metallic and atomic minerals, major non-metallic minerals. Minor minerals included marble, slate, shale, building stones. Authority, of course, is the central government is a body. Again, very important. Major minerals are classified by central government. Minor minerals are classified by respective state governments as per this MMDR Act for minor minerals rules in the country. Clear on this? The next topic is Operation Chakra 5. It was in news. Basically, we are seeing the rising incidences of cyber crimes happening in the country. So this operation has been launched to curb cyber crimes in the country. Initially, this project has been operational in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, and it is being done by CBI. So to crack down the cyber criminal networks and protect citizens from cross-border digital exploitation. Again, it is a part of India's ongoing effort to stop cyber fraud and online scams. Very important. They can ask you Operation Chakra. Many times people might get confused. It is something related to defense. No, it is something related to cyber crime. So again, Operation Chakra, cyber crime. This is the only thing which you need to remember as far as prelims examination is concerned. The next topic is, Google is in news because Google has planned to invest 15 billion US dollars for AI hub development in Visakhapatnam region. So it is a largest investment of Google from let's say apart from US, and it is a biggest investment of Google in India, and it is of course going to support the whole idea of India AI mission and India's vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. So basically what they are doing under this is a gigawatt scale data center campus, which is going to be having an AI infrastructure plus data capacity plus renewable energy plus fiber network. All of that is going to be done in Visakhapatnam. And secondly, there would be a new international subsea gateway, which is again a multiple global subsea cable of land at Visakhapatnam in the eastern coast region. So these are the two areas which Google is going to invest as far as AI in India is concerned. The next topic is national security guards. So one of the new hubs of national security guards is going to be constituted in Ayodhya. That is why it is in news. Currently, the existing hubs are in these 6 cities of Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, and Jammu. So NSG as a body was established in the year 1986 under the National Security Guards Act of 1986. It is coming under Ministry of Home Affairs. Again, it is a most elite and force of the country as far as zero error federal force. And again, you must have seen in a lot of activities, maybe in the whole idea of this whole the Taj incident of Mumbai is concerned, NSG commandos were the ones who finally had helped to solve that particular crisis situation. So again, they are the forces where there is a zero error chances concerned for, and they are basically working with an idea for the idea of counter-terrorism operation, and they are basically modeled on the lines of SAS forces of UK and GSG-9 forces of Germany. And as far as the structure of NSG is concerned, they are having 2 wings. One is combat wing, which is called as special action group, and the support wing, which is supporting this combat wing, is special ranger group. So basic facts about NSG, very important for the examination. The next topic is LIMS, that is Legal Information Management and Briefing System. Tell me that, say, because if you understand, when I talk about litigants in the judicial system of India is concerned, one of the litigant is government. So it was making government very difficult to track the status of a particular case. So what we have done, we have developed an online portal which is going to give a very live status of a particular case of the government, and that is going to help in taking important decisions as far as governance is concerned. This is where this LIMS is all about. It has been launched as a live cases dashboard by Ministry of Law and Justice, and it is going to give you a very real-time visualization of your court's cases status, and it is going to help government to better take decisions in a proactive manner, looking at the case situation, and again, for a better inter-ministerial coordination. Basic about this LIMS is, it is a web-based system to monitor the litigation process, and 24/7 you can do that, a very live manner, and it tracks the entire life cycle of cases from filing to disposal of a particular case. Again, going by the ideas of transparency, efficiency, and accountability as far as governance of India is concerned. The next topic is Nile River flooding. So recently, Nile River has caused flooding situation in the South Sudan region. That is why it was in news. So again, you're going to read about Nile River, very important river as far as global river systems are concerned. So it is world's longest river, number 1. It flows through 11 countries in the African subcontinent: Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Burundi, and Eritrea. And where they are formed, so it has 2 tributaries. One is White Nile and one is Blue Nile. White Nile is formed from Lake Victoria, flows through Uganda, and again entering South Sudan. Blue Nile, it is originating from Lake Tana in Ethiopia, and they are meeting at Khartoum region of Sudan, and they flow north towards the Mediterranean Sea. Very important facts as far as Nile River is concerned. Please go and locate them in the physical world map of the country. Then in terms of Arabian Sea mini worm pool, again, these kind of topics comes up in news. Very important geographical terms. So this is basically talking about scientists have discovered as far as Indian monsoon is concerned, and maybe we talk about the situations of El Nino and its impact on Indian monsoon. This phenomena of Arabian Sea mini whirlpool, which is created in the region of Kerala in the Arabian region sea, is again helping to maintain and again decrease the effect of El Nino on Indian monsoon. That is what scientists have discovered. So a small patch of usually warm water, temperature greater than 28.5 degrees Celsius, in the southeastern Arabian Sea near Kerala coast is formed, and that is helping for a better monsoon situation creation in that particular region. And it is formed every year in the month of April to May, just before India's summer monsoon, and it is helping a lot way in terms of influencing the regional climate and monsoon patterns in India. Very important topic. They can ask features about Arabian Sea mini whirlpool, where it is being formed, what kind of temperature it requires, how it is maybe helping Indian monsoon, helping to curb the problem of El Nino, recovery after El Nino. All of these are very important facts for your prelims examination. So with this, we come to an end for today's discussion. All important questions which could be framed from the topics what we have discussed will pop up in your screen. It is very important that you solve those questions. Post your answers in the comment section so that again a competitive spirit is going to be there around all students who are watching this initiative of Vision IS. Lastly, Vision IS has come up with digital current affairs platform. Go and explore this platform. It is certainly going to help you a lot in terms of your current affairs preparation for this examination. So with this, we come to an end. All the very best and thank you so much.